This is the plaintiff, Cynthia Robinson. She says the defendant's a crook who stole some of her tax refund money because he runs a shady accounting firm. There are numerous complaints about his business. The man owes her $323, and she's here to prove her case to the judge today because she wants her money, so she's suing. This is the defendant, Jonathan Baston. He says the plaintiff came into his office, agreed to his fees, signed the form confirming his price, and left. He filed her tax return. She received a refund check minus his fees. He's been an accountant for 15 years and owes her nothing. He's accused of taking too much money.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant, an accountant, is a crook who stole her tax refund. The defendant says he did her taxes and her eyes were wide open. It's the case of you tax my patience.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Cynthia Robinson, you're suing your tax preparer, Jonathan Baston. You're suing him because, according to you, he has overcharged you and filed your return without waiting for documents you told him to wait for.
Yes.
Tell me what happened.
So I called them up first.
Okay.
Because I looked it up online.
And online you had found a certain deal going on. What was the deal that they had said?
I have a copy of this.
Okay, so this is what you actually saw?
Yes.
On Yelp? Get $100 for filing your taxes with us. We are the best tax preparing service in Brooklyn. We also offer a tax refund advance of up to $2,700. Okay. And as it turns out, you eventually give her $100 for filing the tax return with them.
Correct.
However, you deduct it from her proceeds.
Correct.
Okay. We're here, that was a surprise to you.
Yes.
Yeah, you thought you were getting $100 for doing your taxes with them.
I know my English is not that good. I came from Europe. So when I read it back, and I was like, okay, this is $100 that
No, your English is mighty fine.
Yes.
Because my English is really good. And I am reading the following. Get $100 for filing your taxes with us. I file my taxes with you. You give me $100. Not I give me $100. And if your answer is, well, no, that's just an advance, why don't you say get $100 advance? Why? Because that's not as enticing as me thinking you're actually going to hand me $100. Furthermore, the next sentence you put on this advertising is, we are one of the best tax preparation services in Brooklyn. We also offer tax refund advances of up to $2,700. If you are also doing something, that means it is a separate thing. You only mention advance in a separate sentence. So how am I going to know that that 100 is supposed to be in advance?
When Ms. Robinson or the plaintiff came into my store, that was one of the questions that she asked in terms of how does the $100 work? And the $100 is a marketing tool. It's a promotional thing that we use as to, people love to.
Right, but you got to be clear about it. You can't fool people into doing their taxes with you because they think that they're getting $100. You have to be very clear that it's a $100 advance. Get $100 for filing your taxes with us is not that clear. But the problems are more than that. Well, you end up going over there, and there's numerous fees that you say you're complaining about. But now, don't you have your clients sign something before you prepare their taxes, correct?
That is correct.
And that spells out the fees.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a copy of that with her original signature? I have copies, but I want to see the original.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Is this your signature on February 2nd?
No, it's not.
Show me the paper you did sign.
This is. What happened is that when I get into the office, I asked him first to confirm how much does it cost to do your taxes. He told me 125, and then after he told me it was 125, I told him I'm only waiting for one document, and there was a social security number. He told me it's not a problem, and I was also waiting for the 1088. When I have all those papers, then I will be able.
What are 1088s?
The 1088 is actually, because I'm a student, it's actually when you go to school, you pay for school.
And so they give you a form showing what you paid so that you can then get it discounted on your taxes.
Yes.
Or get a credit. Okay.
Yes.
Did you accidentally file the returns not realizing she was waiting for the...
No, Your Honor, because I can't file any returns without all of the information.
Okay. Did you have the document for the school when you prepared the returns?
I did not.
Well, then Okay, and did you tell her that you would wait for that before filing the returns? Because otherwise she misses that credit.
I told her that I could amend the return at any time. At the time when she came in to file, she processed the whole thing, she signed, we put it through, and then she followed up by
Show me
saying,
do you have your license on you?
Yes. My driver's license, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, this doesn't look at all like her signature.
Is this ad shady? What do you say?
It's shady
Why?
because it's like it's trying to get your customer and not being
Luring them in.
Yeah.
Shady?
Yes, I think it's shady. I think there needs to be some disclosure to that up front.
What do you say, sir?
It's his own money. It's shady, sure.
It's shady because you're not really getting $100 going inside the courtroom.
Let me see every document you have that purports to have her signature. Are these your signatures? Why are you raising your hand? I'm asking you a question.
Yes, I wanna ask
No,
you-
this is where you take a breath,
Okay.
and then he walks over to you, and you answer me, are these your signatures?
No, that's not my signature. I don't sign like that's not my signature.
None of them are your signatures.
None
You
of them.
Did you sign nothing when you were
No,
there?
can I say something?
Can you answer my question? Did you sign nothing when you
No,
were
I
there?
signed nothing because he was waiting for me to bring all the documents to him. This is the paperwork that he gave me.
She has a legitimate looking signature that has a whole name spelled out. The only time there's this is on your documents. So when, according to you, this is a document signed beforehand, according to her, this is a forgery. I am going to ask you to do something for me. I want
Yes.
you to write the numbers 1 through 9 here.
Okay.
Just write the numbers 1 through 9. Humor me.
Okay.
Just write it. Now, I'd like to know, did you ask her, are you a student?
I do. I
And
asked,
if you ask her, are you a student, did she lie?
she did not.
Okay, so she told you she was a student.
Correct.
So then why would you file the return without waiting for her student documentation?
Because she didn't have it on her, and I advised her, being that the government was shut down, which it was, I said, what we can do is simple. We can still put this in so that way you get, at least most of the bulk of your return. And being that the student credit is only but a certain amount of money that you're
What
able
was
to
a
get.
certain amount of money?
They only give you up to $2,500 as a credit, but it's a credit. It's not an actual. People get it mistaken. It's a credit. It's
Right.
not actual money that you get. It just
Right.
goes against your adjusted gross income.
Right. So when you said I was just going to file an amendment, were you going to charge her again?
No,
Okay.
I told her to come in and I would change it.
He's lying.
It's all right there.
I got to tell you, sweetheart, your twos are very distinctive. Take a look at this, Douglas.
Saw it on the way over.
You saw it on the way over?
Yep, because we rarely see it like that. I was surprised when I saw it.
Rarely see a two like that.
Absolutely.
That two on the date is very distinctive.
So why my signature is not the same?
I don't know.
Did you see
Maybe you
his?
change your signature. I don't know. You know what I do know? He has no idea how you make your twos. That I know. He can't possibly guess that you would make a two that looks like this.
Same. I'm not in the business of forging documents.
And your 9. Your 9 is incredibly distinctive because it looks like an A. You don't bring the tail all the way down. Look at the 9, how distinctive. So the one thing I do know is that he cannot forge your 2s and your 9s because he doesn't have a crystal ball. You see? So I believe you did sign for these fees. I don't like the $100. I think the $100 is misleading, and you need to reword it. If it, in fact, is an advance, then say it's an advance. And don't say, get $100 for filing your taxes with us, because that means I got $100 just for filing my taxes with you. And then when you talk about an advance in the next sentence, that makes it that 100 less look like an advance. Okay? So I'm going to order you to return $100. Verdict for the plaintiff.
So the plaintiff gets $100 back from you, Mr. Baston, because she thinks your advertising is wrong. Right? How do you respond to that?
I mean, the judge made a call. I mean, our language, specifically does, it's not crystal clear. It does say come get $100, but when they get there, I explain how the $100 works, and at that point, it just becomes hearsay.
Are you going to change anything?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'll update the website and the rest of our language to make sure that it says, you know, with tax preparation, it's an advancement, whatever it
If you
needs.
make it clearer, then that's better. But I think you should, you know?
Absolutely.
All right, then you've learned something. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Ms. Robinson, you're not going to get $323 back, but you get $100 back. You're going to get that $100, okay?
I'm not here for the $100. I'm just trying to help other people when they do their taxes. They won't be scammed like I got scammed with him.
Well, you did convince the judge that
No, I didn't.
you deserve to get the $100, at least at that. Okay?
That's not the $100. He
Thank
took
you.
more than $100.
All right. Well, thank you very much. You keep at it. All right, Harvey.
Okay, I'm gonna say this just one more time. This is why it is so important when you sign a contract with someone to read what you sign. There are terms that can really screw you over, and that you find out what happened after the fact, find out before the fact, and then you have options.